So who here is ready to make a change? Right? Because, this is your comfort zone down here. This over here is where the magic happens. Right? So you got to change. So who's willing to make one change? Raise your hand. Okay? I want you to make this one commitment. I want you from here on out, I want you to strive for minimal achievement. This guy over here says, I've been waiting my whole life for someone to say this. I actually can do this one, right? Striving for minimal achievement. I mean, you're glad you came, right? What do I mean by striving for minimal achievement? There are these two monks. It's not the same two monks. They're sitting by the river. It's not the same river. They're talking about the sheer power of their teachers, of their Zen masters. The first Zen monk says, my Zen master, he's so powerful, he can walk across the river without using a bridge. The second monk says, well, he actually doesn't say anything, he just kind of breathes. You know how monks do that? My Zen master, he's so powerful that when he chops wood, he chops wood. When he cooks rice, he cooks rice. Oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? He cooks, I'm sorry? He focuses on the task at hand. Anybody else? Good thing about Zen parable, it has no one answer. What does it mean? He's focused. Anybody else? Are you wiping your mustache? You're raising your hand. Mustache, okay. What else does that mean? Contemplation. One of the things that I take away from that is the incredible power we can get by focusing on one thing at a time. That when you're cooking rice, all you're doing is cooking rice. You're just doing that. And that's difficult because in our society today, we are raising a generation, I'm convinced, of attention deficit disorder individuals. We never do one thing at a time, and it has a penalty. We actually can't multitask. You understand that, right? That our brain just switches very rapidly from thing to thing, and we do things less well. And that's my biggest worry for the younger generation, is that they're so crisply multitasking. We can get incredible power in our lives and our businesses by thinking about and only being good at one thing and really doing it well. Now, many businesses morph over time, right? eBay, their original business model was to do auction software. And then they did the Pez thing, and they said, well, maybe we should just do the auctions themselves. Nokia phones used to have 95% of the marketplace in 2000. They started 150 years ago. They did rubber tires and rubber boots. And what about Nintendo? Did they start out doing video games? What did they originally start out being? Does anybody know? Playing cards. What about the Ball Corporation? What are they known for? Ball jars, and now they do aerospace. And of course, how many guys here actually had Cabbage Patch dolls? Come on, Carrie told me this was a sensitive group. Who was the Cabbage Patch doll created by? $20. Who was it created by? It's not who it was designed by, right? You said the guy it was designed by? Say it a little bit louder. Next to the guy wiping his mustache. Yeah, that's who designed it, but who actually manufactured it? It was actually created by a company called Coleco. C-O-L-E-C-O. It stood for the Connecticut Leather Company. Venture capitalists report that 80% of businesses they invest in, 5 years later, they've morphed their business to do something else, so don't be afraid of that. Okay, so we're going to strive for minimal achievement, but none of the things I've talked about tonight matter a bit unless you're willing to do one thing, and that's to take action. The entrepreneurs in this world that are successful are the ones that get out of their office, stop typing the business plan, and get up and go do something and talk to their customers. So I want to see how good this group is at taking action. So who here would like a copy of my third book, BAM, Delivering Customer Service in a Self-Service World? Who would like a copy of this book? Who would like a copy of this book? Did I mention that inside this book, is actually a $20 bill. Who would like a copy of this book? Who would like a copy of my third book, Damn About Customer Service? Who would like a copy? Now, all right, come on up here. Now, what is this woman doing that none of the rest of you guys did? Emily, congratulations. Emily got off her butt and actually did something, right? So give her a round of applause. I want to thank me for having me. Thank you for being here in Wheeling, West Virginia. It's great. I am so passionate about small business owners because there's so many things that ail this economy, but I think the thing that's always going to help it are folks like you. So, Carrie, thanks for having me.